iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Do a little hot stove report here today. All right, a little baseball info for you. I'm doing the first FSTA baseball draft. Well, not the first draft, but the first major experts draft of the year. This coming Monday, be flying out to Los Angeles, see some friends, and partake in a draft. The Mets signed Adrian Gonzalez to a one-year contract. Now, I know that if you're a Met fan, you're thinking, well, Dominic Smith is there. What's up with that? The Mets only have to pay $545,000. The Braves and Dodgers are paying the $22.3 million that this dude's getting. He's going to start out the year as the first baseman. I don't think there's any question about that. Is it a bad move for the Mets? Probably not. I don't expect much from him. Maybe a 20-80 type of season. Not going to kill the Mets. Not great, but he's certainly not going to kill them. Certainly knows how to play the position, knows the National League, so I think it's a good fit for what it is. It's a stopgap, right? Dominic Smith is the guy that they want to be the man moving forward. But, look, he's young. He's 22. Adrian Gonzalez, my theory is this. Let him go down. Let Dominic Smith go down to the minors, get some at-bats, feel comfortable, feel confident, then come up and get a job. I'm not going to start him out with the job. I'm going to give it to Adrian Gonzalez in the month of April. Nothing worse than starting out a young guy in April and watching that same guy go 1 for 32. 1 for 32 kills your confidence. Adrian Gonzalez starts, plays the month of April, the month of May. By Memorial Day comes up, Smith is hitting 312, 8 home runs, 27 RBIs. Put him in the lineup with a hot bat. Boom, we're good to go. So what I pay for that? I paid $500,000 to do that with Adrian Gonzalez. I guess it's a win for the Mets. The Mets are also in the news with Jay Bruce, who signed a 3-year, $39 million contract. Jay Bruce is exactly who Jay Bruce is. 250 hitter, 30 home runs, 90 RBIs, 70 runs scored. That's what he does. Do the Mets need that? Yeah, for sure they need that. They need a stable guy in the middle of their lineup, and more importantly, Bruce has shown that he can play in New York. Not everybody can. Not everybody can. Remember when the Yankees used to sign guys and they came here and be like, oh, I can't handle New York. Some guys can handle New York. Some guys can't. Bruce can. 39. And I think, look, here's the thing about this contract. I think you can move him with that contract. 3 years, $39 million. Some contending team in the next 3 years will take Jay Bruce and they'll throw the Mets a minor leaguer. So the Mets sign Bruce. They get somebody to play right field for now. Boom, they get a minor leaguer in a couple of years. There's your deal. So the Mets get Gonzalez. They get Bruce. And by the way, they said that Michael Conforto is looking at like May. Right now they're talking about May. Here's what I tell you when they're talking about May. That means June. The minute they say May, I'm thinking June. I always expect the worst when it comes to baseball injuries. That's not to be negative, okay? I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. What I'm trying to say is when they say May 1, that's optimistic. I always like to be pessimistic when I hear injury reports because that way I'm prepared. If I draft Michael Conforto thinking May 1 and he doesn't show up to June 1, I'm screwed. I draft Michael Conforto thinking June 1 and he comes back May 1, I look great. If I draft him thinking June 1, he comes back June 1, perfect, right? So that's what I like to do. I am usually pessimistic when it comes to injuries. Okay? That's the best way to approach it. Speaking of pessimistic, I have my doubts of whether the Miami Marlins are going to win a game. Christian Yelich wants out in the worst way. I'll tell you this. His agent goes on to say that the relationship is broken. If Yelich is a Marlin at the beginning of this year, I want no part of him. I'm going to drop him on my draft boards. Because it's the sourpuss syndrome. This guy doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to play. If he doesn't want to be there, he's not going to play hard. If he doesn't play hard, his stats are going to suck. And I don't want that on my team. So I am watching this very, very, very carefully. I want to see Christian Yelich get traded before the season starts to feel comfortable about drafting him. They're going to move him at some point this year. I don't think there's any question about that. But I don't want it to be June because then I'm going to get 3 crappy months of this guy. And I want Yelich when he's good. When Yelich is good, he goes to the Cardinals. I'm all in on Yelich. He stays with Miami. I want no part of Yelich. I want no part of Starlin Castro this year. The only guys I want on Miami are young guys who are appreciative of the playing time they're getting. Brian Anderson, Justin Bour, and he's not that young. Miguel Rojas. I want guys who suck, who are happy to be in the majors. That's what I'm looking for on the Marlins. I don't want any old veteran who's pissed off about being there because that's not going to be good for my team. Certainly, that could be a team wrecker there for sure. So be very careful when it comes to Yelich. Now, news out of San Francisco is that Hunter Pence will move to left field for the Giants with Andrew McCutchen taking care of right field. So as of right now, I've got Pence, McCutchen, and I don't know who. I mean, Gorkis Hernandez, Steven Duggar, maybe Lorenzo Cain. I think he makes a lot of sense. He makes a lot of sense for that team. So I think the Giants are not done yet with their signings and trades. I think Lorenzo Cain would fit perfectly on that team. This Giants roster is built to win now. You get McCutchen because you're trying to win now. You get Longoria because you're trying to win now. You have Hunter Pence because you're trying to win now. You had Lorenzo Cain, it's because you want to make a run. You want to make a run. And I think you can make a run with this team. I do. Posey, Belt, Panic, Longoria, Crawford, McCutchen, Cain, maybe, Pence, Bumgarner, Cueto, Samardzija. You can make a run. You absolutely can make a run with that team. So I really would like to see Lorenzo Cain end up with the Giants. I don't think it kills his numbers. I'm okay with it if he ends up there. I can live with that. What I can't live is with what Pittsburgh did. I know somebody tweeted out that they think it gave them cap space. Maybe so. But I'm just going to paint you this picture. You got a son. He's 10 years old. He loves the Pirates. Jarrett Cole's his favorite pitcher. Andrew McCutchen's his favorite hitter. In fact, he's got a Jarrett Cole jersey and he's got a T-shirt that from Andrew McCutchen that he signed. And now he wakes up and within a matter of, 48 hours, neither of his heroes are on his team anymore. You're the dad. What do you say to him? Sorry, son. We traded guys. We traded your heroes for more cap flexibility. What's cap flexibility, Dad? Why did Neil Huntington trade them for good people? Well, that's a good point, son. I don't know. He traded them for Joe Musgrove, who slides in as a fourth starter on this team. Maybe better off in the bullpen. He got Michael Feliz and Kyle Crick. Good power arms, but really? That's what you got? Colin Moran? What has he done yet? Brian Reynolds? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with how I'm analyzing this deal. But I think you traded Cole and McCutchen. Could I have gotten one impact player? One? I want to relate this back to fantasy. I think Neil Huntington, the Pirates general manager, overplayed his hand. So in fantasy baseball, when you've got a player who's hot, you want the world for him, right? You want the world for him. But inevitably what happens in baseball is who's hot gets cold. Then when the guy's cold, you can't trade him at all. So what you have to do is this. Don't be such a pig. Don't be such a pig. Just because your guy gets off to a hot April doesn't make him Babe Ruth. Don't kid yourself. You're going to want Babe Ruth for him. You're not going to get Babe Ruth for him. That's just not how it works. People aren't going to overpay for a guy that they think is maximized that first month. Does that make any sense? Think about that. You've got to be reasonable with your trade demands. I know the guy's playing well because I'm telling you this. Let's just use Rice Hoskins for an example. How hot was this guy? You didn't want to trade him at all. But then if you wait and he starts not to hit, then you can't trade him at all. So you've got to be very careful about when you choose to trade somebody. And you've got to be reasonable with your offers. Neil Huntington overplayed his hand. Could have gotten way more from McCutchen and Cole last year than now. You want to trade these guys when they can make a difference in the playoffs for some team. If I'm the Yankees and I'm one player away, I'm going to give you something for Cole. In the offseason, I think everybody's good. I look at my team, it's spring. Everybody can play. Now it's July. We suck. I need an out. I need a pitcher. Big difference. Big difference. You got to think that way. It's silly to think that you're going to get more in the offseason than you could have gotten during the season. During the season, teams are going for it. They need a pitcher. Give me a best AA prospect for Cole. Done. What am I going to give you in the offseason? I'm going to give you some trash. I'm going to give you Brian Reynolds and Kyle Crick. Kyle Crick make you sick. Guy can't find the play with a compass. Compass and a map. Kyle Crick is going, where do I go, Magellan? Got no idea where he's throwing the ball. Now Josh Harrison wants out. Do you blame him? Do you blame him? Seriously. That's the problem with baseball. I think baseball is filled with the haves and the have-nots. And, one of my friends has a football concept. Always take guys on good teams. Maybe you could apply that to any sport. Pick guys on good teams. Do I want a Pirates pitcher outside of Jameson Taillon? Maybe Ivan Nova? Maybe Felipe Rivera? Do I want anybody else outside of Taillon or Rivera? No. Who do I want on this team with this great offense? Marte? Maybe. Polanco? Ugh. That was disgusting. So baseball is too many haves and have-nots. It's a problem. It's a big problem. And you know what? The have-nots get worse. The have-nots get worse because they start dumping. So I find the older I'm getting, the less I appreciate baseball. I really don't. I think there are some good teams, but I think there are a lot of bad teams. I might tell you that about football too. But when we analyze baseball, I want the best guys on the best teams. Find me a guy on a good team and a good batting order. That's a guy I want. Don't get me a guy who nobody around him can hit. That guy is not going to knock in RBIs. He's not going to score runs. Maybe he's going to get walked a lot. Good in on-base percentage leagues, but that's all. I want good players on good teams. You stick to that philosophy, and you might just win your fantasy baseball league. But right now, it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. So I'll be updating these podcasts regularly, giving you hot stove news. And of course, I'll break down the FSTA baseball draft. I might do round 2 later this week. I'll try to finish the second round before I go to LA. And then when I come back, I'll break through all the rounds for you so you hear what the experts did. Whether you agree, hopefully you do, maybe you disagree, who knows? I think Adam Rona said it best the other day. Fantasy baseball rosters are like putting a puzzle together. How do the pieces fit? Once you figure out how they fit, you can win your league. All right, guys, speaking of winning, I want you to go to scoutdfs.com if you want to win in daily fantasy sports. You go there, you check our optimizers, our scout scores, our podcasts, our articles, and you can be a winner in DFS. You can be the rich friend I always wanted. I need a new rich friend. Maybe it will be you. All right, this is Dr. Roto saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!